It's getting hit by the storms off ledge. And it's like, if I would get by that, then like, barrel backer. But, and like you said, waiting for me to like get aggressive option. I like going.
Something I feel we haven't really talked about this aspect, but I feel like you're not committing enough to juggling me. In that last game, there were a lot of times where like you got like the TNT sequence and like the back air, and you were juggling me, and then you resorted to mining pretty passively. Like I think you could push that advantage a lot harder. And I know you need a mine for your resources,
Right.
but you should also be keeping me in check and trying to mine more when I'm going to ledge and I'm off stage and I'm like stalling. Like that's a fine time to mine. When I'm like hit high or just floating away from you or you just hit me,
That's why I can like pressure.
I think you gotta chase it more because I should be, you should be thinking of like, okay, I want to burn his resources first and force him to not have that, and I want to force him to make mistakes by smothering him and playing really fast.
And that's what I mean by like oh yeah, against that stuff block. It's like
Suffocating him.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think Steve can do a similar thing as Peach when you're suffocating people, but I feel like a lot of times you're comfortable taking the mining, which like understandably so, you want resources, but don't prioritize resources over damage and strong advantage. Because you'll always have time to mine, and you'll eventually, like, the more you build up your advantage, the further you're launching me, and then you can mine a little bit, or when I'm going to ledge and stuff like that. But when I'm like right here and like landing on you and you're just mining, it's just not very threatening for me.
And like I have such fast aerials, I can just like.
You have like strong back air, strong forward air that reaches pretty far. You could go and minecart me, but I think you gotta press it a little bit more there.
Gotcha. Okay. I see like with mine lately, when I'm down like a stock, I'm down like I need a mine, but like sometimes like it just happens automatically.
Yeah.
Like, when you get more damage.
Having good advantage will give you good mats anyway because you start launching them further.
Okay.
I was the same way with like turnips. Like I would win advantage and then pull a turnip because I wanted to be ready for my next neutral interaction. That's a good chase on your mark.
Thank you.
Chase me. Don't let me fly for free. Exactly. Now you can mine.
Now I can mine, and now, what do you know? It's mine.
I mean, I got out the corner, but like, you got more damage. You didn't let me come back to center for free. And instead of it being neutral, it was a corner situation.
That is very safe, right?
It was probably punishable. I think you just off a little bit. But there, when I hit you with the backer that sent you across stage, I could have very easily pulled a turnip, like here too, or I could try to chase my advantage, force you into a bad spot, and I don't always need to win with the turnip. Here I could pull one. I probably shouldn't have pulled one there, honestly. It's like force you to play honest play in my position, and now I have you in a worse disadvantage spot.
I'm just slowly like, using my research. I'm next door.
Yeah, I could pull it here to cover some option, but I don't need it to win this next interaction because my body's physically there. And Steve is the same way. Like, you don't, mats are good for both defense, offense, and neutral, but you don't need the mats to win, especially when you already have like good tools or you have some mats.
Because I feel like the thing with like something I've been trying to do more is be more conscious of like my iron. But it's when I have no iron, I have to mine. I don't want to mine.
Yeah.
And that kind of like goes to your point about saying sometimes you just gotta push your advantage.
Exactly. And yes, you do have to mine, but again, like if you already have a strong tool, or you have like a solid lead, or you're not at that high percent, I would always prioritize advantage.
Was that good going ledge though? It's something to
It
go.
kept you alive. There's no right or wrong situation there, but it's good enough to keep. Oh, it's good enough to keep you alive.
Gotcha.
I don't love cornering myself in between stocks. Like I'll try not to go to ledge. But sometimes it's necessary, especially like when I was very purposely like trying to run at you and hit you. So it kept you alive. It's not a bad option.
That's what I mean with the lag. Heavy.
Right there, I think you're mining a little too passively.
I guess.
But that was just a 3 to happen. That was good DI because I only got 2 airs instead of 3.
But like just like spam it. So like like there I was like here with the mining. I mined a little bit and then I kept pressing advantage.
I agree. That's a big switch. I think you face it.
I'm so excited just to like go over this through the next like few.
And if you have any questions, let me know. Happy to end.
Okay, so like okay, yeah, so at ledge I just kinda spent talk about this again. So
Yeah.
when you like kinda close to ledge, that's me kind of like hit the opponent, go them a little bit more further away, you're waiting for them to get off ledge. And then do something.
And yeah, and panic or try to fight their way out the corner.
Gotcha. Or they just stay here and then you still in advantage because
You have to stage
You have to stay-
positioning. It's like being here. It's not as I mean, it depends on what you value, but it's strong because you still have corner and you can whip punish them if they try to fight their way out the corner, or you still have stage, not corner. And if they try to jump above you, you can read it, swing them, get a really big hit. Or if they try to roll past you, you just walk in and hit it. So it's just strong positioning and like good across all Smash, doesn't matter what character you are. But it won't always get you kills and it won't always get you hits because the strongest hits come from hitting them like right on ledge or hitting them before they hit ledge.
or like two-faming them.
Yeah, so it depends on what you value and what would give you the best in every situation.
Okay, so I feel like I just need to think about like the situation. Just keep them at ledge or just trying to kill them.
Yeah, and it becomes a point of adaptation too. It could be opponent to opponent. Like, for instance, when I was playing Raven King is very big on this this positioning, like being further away with punishing you,
Yeah,
trying to hit you.
especially as Joker, he's so good.
Exactly, and if you mess up, he's gonna back air you or dash attack you or whatever it may be. So my adaptation to that, on the defensive side is like, okay, I'm just gonna either float high or I'm gonna pretend like I'm gonna run in and then just not do anything. And I felt like that helped me get out the corner. But the same corner trapping strategy that he likes using works really well on him, where he's really good at hitting you if you're trying to pressure him on the ledge, but he's not as good when you're here because he fights out of the corner a lot. And Joker, well, like fast and has good aerials, isn't the best at fighting out of the corner. So when I flipped that game plan and used it against him, that was one of my adaptations. It was so much easier to find hits and keep him in the corner and keep finding hits and force Arsene out of him and then let Trap take his whatever.
Okay.
But it's like, again, there's no right answer of like being close or far. It's something that you need to adapt to each opponent, each character. But
and then you can try to see how it goes. And
Yeah.
try that.
they each have their benefits.
But, I just feel like simplifying it as 2 positions makes it a lot easier, like understand. And then, like watching like you play or like other opponents play, I can try to see what they're trying. Right, ready? Thank you. I'm just trying to do simple stuff. I feel like against like very very good players, it's just simple stuff. Don't overlook stuff. That's true, right?
That's very good for poker sense. If you chase him. Let me jump for free. It's a pretty bad situation to be sent up that high, but it's not bad if you don't threaten the space. It's like, notice when I send you away, I just want to be in the space to cover high, that if you do go high, I find more hits and force you to corner.
And like, you're not like using any terms, you just like
Yeah, putting my body there. But a lot of times when you hit me, you'll play the stage and play like pretty flat-footed to where I don't feel pressured at all to come back to stage, or I don't feel pressured at all to go to the ledge because you're not physically there. And Steve, like Peach, is really strong on the ledge, so you need to force people to go there. and the only way you could force people to go there is to physically be there. It doesn't
Like, there you go. And sometimes you don't really have to be like a noob, just be there to scare them.
exactly like just put your body physically there. Whether or not you swing or you bait them, that's one thing. But if you're like, if you let's say like you dash attack or back throw me like you did, and it sends me way up here, and you're just mining on the ground there, I'm not scared at all. I'm just gonna jump over you. I'm
And
gonna
then
mix you
you
up.
set, then you take stage, and then I'm gonna
Yeah,
go in.
and then you have to win another neutral interaction.
And
But
like also like if it's like early, it's not really worth like if I'm close to diamond maybe or close to gold, but if I'm like if I need iron, but like if I don't need either of those three things, it's not worth to give up the advantage with mining.
exactly.
Like for me, I think there's just times I'm like try to want to hit you, but then it's like no, don't hit me here.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen know like where you're all on the stage.
I think what you might be more or part of the reason is that a lot of players in their disadvantage will try to reversal you, so you'll mine as a bait for them to come swing at you, right?
And then swing that sheer, then I
Yeah.
up smash.
But when a player doesn't give you that, and you stay in that same positioning without threatening, you just lose out on so much advantage or so much positioning because you're essentially just resetting back to neutral. Like Steve is good at neutral, sure, but like each in disadvantage is so much. I mean, any character in disadvantage is so much worse than a character in neutral. You don't want you want to minimize the amount of neutral because Steve has really strong advantage.
I see. Let's just go ahead and simplify. And also for Peach, like when you're like above here, like I don't know why I'm gonna be able to get you there again. Get you in a position that I can like easily like my advantage. So it's just like knowing when I can like push it when I not, and first of all just try to make sure you take the most damage and stay at the worst part of the stage as long as you can to get back. Or take your stock and then you get back to me.
I agree, yeah. I'll point out too when I think you should be chasing or not.
Okay, sounds good.
Because you opened up center stage, but you kept yourself in the corner by mining there.
I didn't get much out of it. I gotta get Iris.
Yeah.
Which you see, you're just putting yourself there instead of staying out loud. And then since I did that, I got the ledge. That's what you want me.
And now you're pressured.
Makes sense.
And that whole sequence, like that whole 70% at the end of the stock, is because I was trying to push my advantage really hard and force you to go to ledge.
And that's where you get your damage, and eventually you got to go. And then you reset, and then back to neutral, and then just do it again. Yeah, but I see what you mean. It's very difficult, but
It's something you gotta get used to. But it's like, the way I like to think about it, and more recently, it's like something I've been thinking is like, how do I force them you respect me and go to ledge. So it's like there at the end, I threw the turnip high. I wasn't even aiming for you. I was just trying to cover the high ground. And then when you go to ledge, it's like, how do I keep them there? Or how do I get the most and actually find a hit? And it's like, I feel like you got to think about it the same way with Steve. It's like, don't let them go high for free. And you could do that by chasing them, by sharking them, whatever it may be.
Even like,
And then when you have them in the corner, start mining, keep them scared. Stuff like that.
I feel like what's nice, like, so I feel like with Steve, I feel like I'm learning more about just the game than Icy. It's like, that's something I never would have figured out with Icy. Oh, not never, but like, it would take me a lot longer.
Yeah, with characters like that, it's like your win conditions are very different. Where it's like you probably wouldn't value the same thing.
Right, I'll probably just like accept like a seeing out ledge.
But I think that's like one of the strengths of Steve. Is Steve can play vanilla Smash per se, like very strong, and like Chasey's like very fundamental widespread concept. But he also has like a very Steve game plan and very like niche game plans that can apply in a lot of situations that other characters can.
Right, and that's like how simple he is. It's like I build wall, that, and I do that wall. Keep. The thing is, it's when people like see you mining and they just get back to state. Yeah, I'm not used to that. It's like every person I fight, they want to hit me because when they see me mining, they don't want that to happen. And you just have to take the risk of like either let Steve get some mats, or Steve doesn't get. Another habit I haven't seen. I always up air. That's always. Sometimes it's fine, but I just always do that. Not good. That doesn't mean I'm not thinking about shit. I'm not thinking about women. Like, what you're doing. I'm trying to get out of them.
Yeah,
I don't need to.
I did the same thing with down air. It's totally fine. It's just like there's times when it's fine, and a lot of times where it's not fine, and you gotta be careful.
Right there, was that good or fine?
That was a little bit of a tricky situation because I like fell out of your combo, but I didn't love the mining on the platform. It was okay. Like you got some Fs out of the situation, but you were also put into corner. Great positioning. I think forward air or back air is a better move there than trying to shark with up air.
Gotcha. I was just like aiming on just getting here.
Let's get aggression too. There's a lot of pressure.
Wait, before you. That's a little bit better.
I think you were at least pressuring me a little bit more. And now it's just a matter of finding the right hits and hitboxes to use. And like everything I'm describing is from a very like each point of view gameplay.
Right.
But you also have the other extreme of the spectrum where you don't have to chase at all and mine mats. The reason I haven't been pushing that towards you is because I think you're already pretty good at like mat collection and like playing slow.
Thank you.
But I think you need to polish up your gameplay of playing fast and really pushing your advantage. So it's like there's times to use both, and a Steve player would be able to tell you better of when to use them or not. But I could tell you for sure, like I don't really feel threatened off the stage and disadvantage. And I think if you start focusing on that really hard, it'll just make your Steve like that much more scarier, and that you'll learn when you should camp or when you should push and stuff like that.
Gotcha. Thank you. Yeah, I feel like when I was like going back to Steve in the beginning, my mats were it was so bad. Like my two was always broke. I never got diamond. It was bad. But now that like it's been like months of me like learning how to play that game, now there's just little parts of Smash I need to like still like.
For the jump. Chase. Make me scared. When I say chase there, I don't necessarily mean like try to hit me right on my disadvantage, but Steve has really strong setups like
the TNT.
Like not only that, but like the blocks off the stage to like mess with my recovery.
Oh, that's in me.
Or you could
like...
down tilt the ledge. I can tell you're already trying to set up the mine mats straight away.
I see. Like those little mats, I could have a little bit more time. Like maybe I could play smaller than you like bonk off the wall side B.
Or it's in some side being is actually pretty unsafe to use off stage like that. Like you could forward air it and just beat it out cleanly, or trade it, and probably get the spike hitbox at the same time. Or you could rising back air, or you could down tilt it, or you could do blocks into something.
It seems like when I was mining, I was just giving up you time to like.
To recover for free. I don't feel threatened at all. And it's like, again, there's times to mine, and I'm sure there's times that camping is very useful in that situation and like staying back and mining. But when it comes to like needing kills and needing damage, like you really have to like be there for that. It's a place to wait. And the reason I say wait there is because I had all those resources. I still had my float, I still had my jump. And had you chased me and whiffed, you could have been reversaled really easy. So the reason I say like you should wait there is because I still have all my resources. Wait until I burn them, or wait until I commit to landing. You can cover the ground where I am, but I think if you tried like really hard to physically hit me, I would have just reversed the situation. So it's like sometimes if you notice a lot of the time I'll like hit you and then just like not do anything.
Yeah, you just
like
wait.
I'll hit you and wait because I want to see if you're gonna burn resources, if you're gonna commit to going low.
Right, and I've been getting a lot better at knowing when it's going to use a double jump, and when they do that, I push my advantage.
Yeah, that's good.
And for your float, so do you only get it when you go back on it?
Yeah, it's refreshed every time I hit the ground.
Got it. Okay. So that's even when you go on my floor.
But the reason I say like to not chase me there is because you got a good starting sequence and you got a good string.
Yeah, I got a good 50%. Let's go. Like, that's
but
great.
I could tell you wanted to chase it further without confirming or reacting to if I burned a resource. And that's really bad, and that's how what's it called? That's how reversals happen. Because let's say if you did chase it, you like forward air here, I just float back air, and now you're off stage. Could be a whole reversal sequence.
And then I could be at ledge for the whole stock.
Exactly.
Like if I just don't do.
But the reason I say wait is because like, okay, maybe out of this combo, my reaction is to swing. If you wait, you just whip punish it.
Then I just
Or
fail,
my
or
reaction is to jump out of disadvantage. You wait for that.
Then
I have no resources. You shark it or try to cover my landing, whatever it may be.
Right. The thing is, like, do you think I can like mine like instead of just waiting? Do you think I can like mine maybe like a few mats or so?
I think the window's too small because it's like it's wait and react, but that reaction is like a matter of frames. I think you could mine, but I think at that low percent and that close by, it's just not worth it. I think you just need another hit, and you need to see where I'm committing to landing.
I feel like when I get my up tilt bread and butter, that's when I like to mine a little bit, maybe get 5-6 resources. But I'm gonna start incorporating like, okay.
If you feel like you need mats, like then by all means go for it.
But since it's the start of the game, I still have 3 iron. I don't need mats right now. I just need to get some.
You need some damage, yeah.
And then that would make you want to approach me or just you play my game. That's how I can make my wall worse than mine. So I think what I should do now is just see what resources you have before with the up tilt. Finish the combo, and then know if you try putting a double jump or float or whatever resource you have, and just watch.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Just like here, wait, watch, see if you burn something. I reacted to Micro. I reacted wrong, but I don't have anything amazing to go and contest you. So it's like even though I'm pushing my advantage, I'm not necessarily pulling the trigger.
Right, you're just kind of just using your body, like your character, to like apply pressure.
Yeah. I'm looking, I'm waiting. I see that you committed low, so now I'm gonna cover ledge.
You waited there, saw me roll in, and there. Saw me minecart, so you kind of went away.
Yeah.
Tried to challenge me. Back throw, so I know that's like that's safe. That's my throw.
Yeah, I'm waiting. You went low. I could wait. I could cover you on ledge.
But then I roll out.
I could chase. I'm staying here in case you jump.
Then
covering it with my body. Or if you committed low, then I go and cover that.
make sure for a bit.
Good contest.
And I do the blocks and that mate.
It was the right idea. I just happened to weave around it. But you got some mats. You got stage positioning.
And I think I made you scared when you were off stage instead of just like, oh, I can get back to stage 3.
Exactly.
And then I have to do it. And here I should have maybe not mind though, because then you got.
Now I have the stage advantage, and you weren't really covering me on the landing.
Right.
Like Camo and Rodacious there, they would go up there and just spam back air, just not letting me land because back air's like really safe.
Right.
And it's contesting my high float.
See, I feel like I just gotta get used to like being in this position, but it's right there. I was just quite sure how I could get up there in time and like pressure it back here. Let her wait. like when we talk about in game, it makes sense for like what you're doing, what I'm doing.
Mhm.
Most of the time, mine, I think I was a little bit too slow. My back area.
Yeah, I agree. I think he just like didn't place it the best. Oh, it let my down air beat your back air because you were a little too close. So it's just a spacing thing there. I'm not getting hit. I don't think for sure. I like that weight on the mining.
I think
It made me think you were gonna go and pressure it pretty fast. But it made me do an aggressive option. And even though you didn't get like the right punish on the option, it was the right call. Just the wrong button. That amber block.
yeah, that's actually against grab.
I didn't know that. Be more back in the situation when I'm jumping over you back to stage.
Gotcha.
I can tell you're not sure like how to pressure that space.
Yeah, I'm just not used to it. Like, I'm so used to just mining, letting you come to me.
Yeah, but pressuring with back air, especially like fade back air, is very, very safe. Hard for me to contest.